Alright, here's everything we need, plus some gaskets. First, let's get the car in the air and get out a snapped stud. What's up everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we are finally getting to dive into the major cosmetic flaws with my Rx-7 that sat for 23 years. So if you didn't see any of the previous videos, check them out. I went over some of the flaws in those videos. We dealt with a bunch of maintenance stuff from a car that has sat for 23 years. We got it started finally. We got everything done that needed to be done to get it on the road. And now we're finally diving into some little cosmetic things that are not ideal at all. So let me show you those. So first things first is the window trim. As you see, if you're gonna drive this car, you probably want a tetanus shot because God forbid you put your arm out the window and get stabbed. So we got some new lower window trim. I mean, the upper is not too bad. Not worried about that right now, but this is the worst part of the car and I think it makes it look even worse than it actually is. Another thing are the rusty wiper blades. So those aren't too bad, but I have some off my other car that are not pitting, and fresh coat of paint will make those super nice. Same thing with the rear one here. I have one off another hatch, which will look great. And then this trim, not as bad, at least it's intact, even though it's rusty as can be. So that one's getting replaced as well. And then on the interior, one major thing is this dash. As you can see, it's cracked. But what's even worse is it's a sticky dash too. So I don't know if you can see the window, how hazy that is. I'm pretty sure that's all the glue from the dash that's tried to evaporate and stuck to the window. So that's not ideal. But for the meantime, we have a dash cover because, I mean, one, they look sick, and two, it's easier than replacing the dash, even though I do have an extra. And then here, the door handles and the door handle pockets, I'm gonna replace this door handle surround, I guess you'd call it. So that one's easier. We're gonna do that right now. And the dash and the trim. I gotta do these sections. I'm glad it's as simple as that. Nice and easy. Dude, that shit's nasty. Mud. Fucking mud. I was just thinking to myself, why did I buy a car that sat for 23 years? It just makes life harder.
Really wanted your car.
And I'm broke. I didn't want to spend much money. FB01 59810 is the passenger side. FB01 58810 is the driver's side. Pretty sure. It's interesting that this one's wrapped. Woo! Woo! Oh. Holy shit, that's gonna look nice. Is it this way?
Colors.
Or is it the other way? Oh no, I lied. So the driver's side is the 59810. Passenger side is 58810. I ended up buying two of the driver's sides by accident. Because I bought them off a guy for stupid cheap. And I was like, I get home and I'm like, wait, I didn't check if they were the same or different. They're fucking the same. Slide it under the mirror. Oh, dude, the little things. It doesn't look like a piece of shit anymore. Literally just that. God damn. That looks amazing. They usually say take the window or put the window down and use something that's not gonna scratch. But I don't have that shit because it's in the box truck.
Ow. Still went around the corner and got it.
I'm lazy. Perfect.
You'll put Lambo doors on this.
I could. Seriously. There you go. This trim looks amazing. How it should. Literally just that transforms the whole look of the car, because it's not. Doesn't look like a piece of shit anymore. It's crazy. Little stuff like that makes such a difference. Which is why I would like to take off the blinkers and the flash to pass lights and buff those out, paint the wiper blades front and rear, put the dash mat, and it's all going to come together, look more cohesive, and just look nicer, like a real car that hasn't sat for 23 years. So next, we throw those out, and let's put this dash mat in. Doesn't fit the best. So I got the dash mat in. It looks way better than it did. Can't see any cracks. Interior is mint. Now let's switch out these door handle covers. Just real quick. I mean, kind of hard to tell on camera, but that's a pretty big difference. That's quite a bit better if I do say so myself. So another thing we have to address is rolling the fenders. I do sit pretty low, and I didn't really notice much rubbing. I mean, you can see a little bit here. It's not too crazy, but I don't want to buckle this perfect fender. So, I mean, you can see it pulled here slightly. So we're gonna unbolt the wheel, heat up the fender, and just roll it up so that we don't actually buckle it, because this fender's too pristine. So let's get the wheel off and start rolling. One side done. Oh, we're golden. Didn't work. Sort of bottomed out. Nice scrape right here. I hope that's not underbody coating, but I gotta figure out what to put here to get in the garage. So, wish me luck. It looks so good. God damn. But definitely some undercoating from the frame rail, I'd say. Whatever. Part of the life. Alright, so we painted the front wiper blades and they look a million times better. We just gotta throw them on. Now they're not rusty or pitted, thankfully. I thought about painting the rear one. Still might, but it's alright for now. And now, the very last thing we have to do is finish the exhaust. In this box, we got some mild steel 2¼ inch exhaust piping to make the downpipe. I cleaned up the factory flanges we had, Got some exhaust gaskets, got a welder in the car, and we're gonna see what we can do. All right, here's everything we need, plus some gaskets. First, let's get the car in the air and get out a snapped stud. All right, so we got the snap bolt situated. What you see right now is the stock flange that I cut and cleaned up in order to reuse to make the exhaust. So that's bolted on, and same back here for the cap back portion. That's the stock flange that I cut off and cleaned. So now we just got to see what piping we need to come from here to the cap back. We'll see, we'll start marking shit up and go from there. All right, so here's the downpipe we made, or I made. Took way longer than anticipated, but it's all together. It's in one piece. The welds look like trash, so I'm not going to show you those up close, but I'm going to put it on, make sure there's no leaks. Let's hope that everything works out. So we got the new exhaust all connected. Honestly, it looks pretty damn good, I will say. If only the welds were better and the fitment was a little better, because once I welded it, everything tended to shift, so I had to use a jack to raise it and align it. But it's still just above the frame rails, which is good. Moment of truth, I don't think there's gonna be any leaks, hopefully, but let's see. Let's go. Sounds like a stock car. Hell yeah. Not raspy, not a fucking lawnmower. Let's fucking sick. That's literally perfect. Slight rumble, not raspy. Hell yeah. No exhaust leaks. Let's fucking go. It's only 1:30 in the morning. No big deal. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's get this car on the fucking ground, out of the shop, and call it. Hell yeah. Now it's time to clean up.